Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? We hope that you're having a fantastic day wherever you may be around this globe. It's certainly a fantastic day here where we are, and we're hoping that you're enjoying the same thing. It's a great Thursday morning. So just think of some of the things that, you have planned for the day. What are those plans? What are those big plans that you have for this day? Are you going to take some time for some self care? Maybe you need to, just step back a bit and take a breather and just think about, some of the things that are going on in your life. You remember I had mentioned maybe last week about, sometimes we find ourselves so busy and we so inundated with all these things going on in our lives. But are those things really necessary? Are those things really necessary? Or are we, just doing some things out of obligation? This is the perfect time with January, okay? We're in what? The second week of the brand new year, of this brand new month. Maybe it's some time, maybe you should take some time out to really sit back and evaluate what's going on in your life, what you're doing. By taking that big piece of paper and drawing that circle in the middle and putting your goals in the middle of that circle and everything that you are involved in, everything that you are doing, putting that around the perimeter of that paper and really evaluate, is it, connecting you to your goals, or should it be eliminated? These are some of the things that you should, think about doing to unlighten your load. And with that being said, I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. And I teach women how to maximize their potential and stop leaving money on the table. Because too many times I see women who are not seeing their value, they're not seeing their worth because of all of the things that they find themselves involved in on a daily basis. And, I do this through, teaching women how to write their book and how to be, specific in reaching their ideal audience. And say, this is something that saves them time and also avoids them making those costly mistakes. And with that being said, let me introduce my co-host, Tiffany Rochelle.
Great morning. Great morning. It is such a pleasure for me to be here. It is so wonderful to be seen and not viewed. So I am super grateful to be here. Good morning. I am Tiffany Rochelle. I am an author and heart and goal coach, aka a life coach, but I deal with the matters of the heart. I'm also the co-host to this wonderful show here and the host of Hear My Heart. What I do is encourage women to rid the toxins from their hearts and to set goals that are true to you. Because I believe out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. And I just really believe that it's imperative that we do what we need to do to make sure that our heart is speaking good, true stuff versus speaking this evil, this hatred, this bitterness that we often speak or that we have become accustomed to speaking. Like sometimes we just become them bitter individuals. And I do not like us women being labeled, especially us women of color, being labeled as the angry Black woman. So with me here, I'm helping to rid those toxins. So you're not labeled as that angry Black woman, or you're not labeled as that angry woman, period. Once we deal with some of those matters of the hearts and those troubled issues, then therefore we're able to kind of like talk and allow love to proceed from us versus all the anger. So Miss Gertrude always asks us at the top of the show, how is everyone doing? If you will be so kind and so gracious to us to drop your comments into the comment section. Let us know how you're doing. Also drop comments in the comment section if you have any questions or concerns. And because we believe sharing is caring, go ahead and share this broadcast with a friend, family member, or on your timeline. If it's something along the broadcast that is impacting you, if it helped you, it's probably going to help somebody else. So go ahead and share. Also, if you are not following us on any of the social media platforms, please feel free to follow us on the social media platforms and click on the little notification so you'll always know that Turning Your Passion into Profit is getting ready to be on. So we'll go ahead and do that. If you will allow me a small space, I have a workshop coming up this Saturday. So hopefully you guys are all getting ready to be tuned in to that. So it's going to be showing on LinkedIn. It will be also on Facebook as well as YouTube. So if you'll tune into that, it's called Impact Me. It'll be this coming Saturday. Super, super excited about that. But we're talking about turning your passion into profit right now.
Yeah, but you didn't tell them the time. What time is the
time
workshop?
is going to be at 11 a.m. this coming Saturday. That'll be the 15th at 11 a.m. So hopefully you guys will tune into that. Super excited about that.
That's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time, absolutely.
Yes, yes. That should be exciting. That should be exciting. And what's the name of it again?
It's called Impact Me. So what we're doing is making an impact on the individual. The ME is for motivating and equipping you to become a better individual.
Wow.
So, impact.
That is very important. Equipping them, motivating and equipping.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of times people are interested in. They may not say it. We tell our audience to, chime in and let us know, where they at. And sometimes, people hold back. But, this is a no judgment zone because we want to see you maximizing your potential. Just last night, I was with talking about, the show and talking and introducing myself and telling people who I was, and talking about women maximizing their potential. And I had these women in the audience say, well, I want to get to know you. And I feel like it's not about me. It's about, Tiffany, what we bring, because we're right there with the people. They want to know how to maximize their potential. They want to know how to be motivated. They want to know how to be equipped. And these are things that, hit home, because a lot of times we find people, and, it could have even been in our lives at one point in time where they're in a stagnant place in their life. And they know that there's more for them, but they just don't know how to get there. And sometimes, they've been, every time they try to reach up or reach out, sometimes they get slammed back down to, that place where, and they find themselves in that comfort zone. But I find this, a lot of times I've been talking to these women, and, and they want more. Okay. They know that there's more for them, but they just don't know how to reach it. They just don't know how to reach it. And I think this is great, with this show and then with the workshop that's coming up on this Saturday, teaching them how to maximize their potential, teaching them how to be motivated, teaching them how to be equipped. They'll do much better. And they want to, okay? They want to. I even put a poll up yesterday on LinkedIn. And it asks people, because a lot of people have already written books, okay? If you have written a book, how many copies of your books have you sold, and I broke it down within 2 years, have you sold 50 copies or less? Have you sold 100 to 250 copies? Have you sold, over 350 copies of your book? Or have you not sold any books at all? Maybe you haven't even started writing your book. Is this something to just see where people are? Because sometimes, people get stuck in a mindset. Sometimes they get stuck in a place. Sometimes they get stuck. They just give up. They just give up hope, So I feel like these shows are hitting home to people and, waking them up and say, hey, I could do better. Okay. And that's why we want you to chime in. That's why we want you to interact with us, okay? Because we want to let you know you're not in this by yourself. We're here to help you. It's called teamwork. And we have a fire inside of us. We have a motivation inside of us. I mean, this fire is for real, okay? So if you stuck, it has enough energy to, motivate you to, you just jump on that bandwagon of momentum. And wherever you are stuck at, wherever you have decided that you're going to park yourself on the sideline, you just grab onto the motivation and it'll get you right back on track.
Grab on. Absolutely. That's good stuff. Miss Gertrude, you come out the door. You come out swinging. I'm telling you, I don't nobody need to burglarize your household, because I promise you, you're going to knock them out. If they come to your house, you knocking them out. And that's what it is. They have came to the house of turning your passion into profit. And what you're going to do is knock out fear. You're going to knock out lack of confidence. You're going to knock out anything that's going to distract you from becoming the best you ever. So I have to tell you, I appreciate you coming out with this fire, this fierceness that you're doing. I promise you, I'm grateful for you. And listen, if you don't have passion, by the time you finish listening to this, you are going to ignite the passion within you, and you should be able to make some profit from that too. Okay. So thank you so much, Miss Gertrude. I'm grateful for you. This is good stuff. That's good stuff you're talking there.
Yeah, but and I appreciate that, Tiffany. But this is the way we have to motivate ourselves, because a lot of times, hey, we don't feel like it, okay? We don't feel like it, but this is the way we have to motivate ourselves. But you know what? That's why you have to be authentic. That's why you have to be for real, because this is something that comes from the core. It comes from the core, because otherwise if it's not for real, if it's not authentic, you're just going to lay that thing down, but there's something,
right.
There's a fire inside of you that just won't quit. Even when you feel like, oh, I don't have enough. I don't have enough energy. I don't have, I just don't feel like it today. But once you start, you understand, something kicks in. And it continues to just move forward and go on. It just propels you. And I promise you, we can start this show, audience. We can start this show, being tired.
Yeah.
And not having enough energy. But once we start this show, it's just like something comes alive on the
kicks
inside.
In.
Because that's how we felt this morning, right, Tiffany? You say, well, I'm tired. I say, I'm tired too. I got appointments. I need to go to sleep. I need to rest. But then what? When the show comes, when it's showtime, it's just
showtime.
It's showtime. Because it's an audience, right? We have people to reach.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's funny that that's actually happening to us today, because we're both saying that, you kind of have a little lack of energy or whatever. But here it is. We got to grab our audience attention. And that is a part of the title today, is grabbing your audience's attention. Yeah. And we absolutely had to gather up whatever energy that we have, whatever was inside of us, because we need to make sure that we're able to captivate our audiences. And this is real and authentic. This isn't something that we'll just put on. It's, as you say, it's in the core. For me, it's in us. So whatever's in you is going to come out. You're going to see the manifestations of it on the outside. So here it is. This is what you get. Hate it, love it, or leave it. This is what you get. So I believe it's time for us to make sure that we impact the people. And I think you're about to knock us upside our head now with our first thing, putting yourself out there. What you got to tell us about that?
Yeah, put yourself out there. And what that is, wake up to your greatness. Okay? Wake up to your greatness. And that's a mindset shift. That's a mindset change. People have to learn how to wake up. Wake up to your greatness. Wake up to your full potential. Wake up those things that are inside of you that may be lying dormant.
You definitely have to do that. You got to wake up those things that's in you. I think it's imperative that we stir up some of those gifts that are
Oh,
laying
yes.
dormant within inside of us, because there's a lot of talents and a lot of gifts that we all have within us, and a lot of us want to bury it because we take the
Yes.
opportunity to compare it to somebody else. Because you may not
So
be who
true.
I am and I'm not who you are, I want to take my gift and bury it. I talked to a young lady once before, and she felt like she will always compare herself to me because I'm that exuberant one. I'm the cheerleader. I'm, hey, what's going on? And people gravitate towards me and I gravitate towards them. I was always told that anybody in my presence is never a stranger, because by the time me and you finish talking, we're going to be friends. We're exchanging numbers, we're exchanging social medias. We are now immediately friends. I promise you, last night at church, I got about four of them last night. So anybody that's by me, we're friends now. Nevertheless, but what she found herself doing was constantly comparing herself to me. And I
Mm.
would always have to tell her, sweetheart, you can't compare yourself to me because you're not me and I'm not you. Now, there was a beautiful gift that she had. She's a fabulous cook. She does an amazing job at
Mm.
cooking. However, she just kind of slept on her talent. She's like, well, I'm not this and I'm not that. You guys do this and you guys do that. Great, sweetheart. Well, be comfortable being who you are. Be excited about who you are, because I'll tell you this, in the
Yes.
season that I'm in right now, I'm independent, as in I am what you consider an empty nester. All my kids are grown and they're out of the house, so I only tend to just me, unless I have company over to my house, but it's just me. So I
Hmm.
rely on the hers of the world, because I need her to make sure I eat. I don't generally cook. Now, I do cook at home, but that's not something I do anymore because I'm used to cooking for the multitude, so to speak, versus knowing
Yes.
how to cook for me. But for her, she kind of wanted to bury her talent because she's like, "Oh, I don't get a chance to do what you
Wow.
do. Everybody likes you, and I'm like, sweetheart, they like you too, but they only like me because I can cook. So what? They only like me because I can cheerlead, because they want me to come to their shows and they want me to do certain things, because I'll get the crowd hype, because I do that. I don't sit there and not enjoy the people because that's what they do. I enjoy it because sure, I'm a cheerleader. Sure, I'll get a crowd hype. That's what I do. But I don't knock you because you may want me to come around because of that reason. I take advantage of it. I'll make sure I enjoy the people while I'm there. But don't,
Yeah.
I'll put myself out there because that's what I do. That's who I am. I enjoy people. I'm not going to forsake myself or assembling myself with individuals just because I feel like you only want me here for a particular reason. No, I'm going to enjoy that moment while I'm there. I'm not burying the gift or the talent that I was given. I was given the ability to speak to people. I was given the ability to, I have a likability factor, so utilize it,
Oh,
but
yes.
put myself out there also to make sure people understand. But I want to make sure whatever I put out there is something worth it. I'm not just putting out negative energy. I'm not just putting out, as they call it, negative energy, negative vibes and all that other kind of stuff. I'm trying to put the right product out there. It is me, it's authentic to who I am, but I'm putting it out there. It needs to be had, it needs to be known.
It needs to be known. Yes, it needs to be known, the brilliance,
Mhm.
And this is something that's very important, people, they don't see their brilliance. A lot of times they dim their light, or you know, they're just not sure of themselves, okay? But you have to put yourself out there. You have to, not be afraid to expose yourself, if I can use that term, expose yourself. Sometimes because of the mindset, because of, like you said, the comparing, people shouldn't compare one to another, because you remember you're on your own race, you're running your own race, authors, you're on your own time clock. So what you have is much different from another author. It's much different.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and that's what happened. They kind of, cower back. They
Mhm.
kind of, are looking around. They're kind
Mhm.
of not sure of themselves. But
Right.
all they have to do is present themselves, present their brilliance, show up. It's the showing up. It's the showing up part, Tiffany. Show up all the way, not halfway. We're not playing peekaboo, okay? Show up show up. You know, you got to show up, and you got to show up for your brilliance. Because a lot of times, I find that people, cower back because they're not sure of themselves. But, this is a time, this is a season to show up for real. Show your brilliance, because that very thing is what's going to grab your audience's attention. And that's going to form that connection.
Yes, ma'am.
The very thing that you want to hold back on, you shouldn't hold back on.
Why hold back? What's the purpose of it? When you're holding back, what is it profitable? How does it profit you holding back anything? Because again, we want to put ourselves out there. We want to be known as something, and we know that what's inside of us, because we were talking about stirring up the gifts. We know what's inside of us, but why continue to bury it? Especially if you feel like you want to be the successful individual. You can't be successful holding on to the success. You have to share and put that out there. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to be the successful individual, or what am I just going to be successful just to me? Just in my brain, because I love to say that, in my brain, in my head. If you ever have conversations with me, because to me, in my brain, that's what I say. So I'm successful in my brain, but I'm never working it out. So it's that, like, faith without works. I gotta work this thing out. I know who I am. Put it out there. Let us know who you are. If you're that author, put it out there. If you're that cook, put it out there. You're a musician, put it out there. You're a speaker, put it out there. Who you are needs to be out there. Somebody needs that particular gift inside of you, and it's perfected the more you work at it. When you're working out, I work out my arms. Well, I haven't been lately, but when I'm working out, I work out my arms. There's no way that you're going to be able to see these beautiful muscles out here if I'm not working them out. The more I work them out, the better it feels. Sure, it hurts. However, the more I work it out, it feels a lot better. And then you're going to see the fruits of it once you continue to work it out. I'm going to see, there's a guy that I know, he's so chiseled. Oh my God, his body is amazing. Oh, it's beautiful. This man works out all the time, and his thighs are amazing. I'm telling you, he got a beautiful body, but he works out all the time. You would never be able to, and I'm going to say because I just love to behold it. Nevertheless, you would never be able to see it if he didn't work it out. So you can appreciate what he looks like because he continuously works it out. He puts it out there for everybody to see. And God dog, it is beautiful to behold. Jesus. But I kind of got a little hot.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. But yeah, I understand. Put it out there, right? And it's not being arrogant, right? It's not being arrogant.
It is
people
not
have to put themselves out there. Yep. Well, he's not afraid. He's not ashamed of who he is. But, a lot of times authors, that's what happened. They get, afraid of who they are. And that moves us into what? Stop holding back. I think we even talked about that, people holding back when we were talking about this. Your unique abilities is something that unlocks your audience's understanding. So don't be ashamed of those things. Stop holding back, y'all. You have to grab your audience's attention. And those are the keys. Anything that you feel that you should be holding back on, that's the thing that you should put forward. Put it out there. Because that's what your audience likes to hear about. That's where they are. When we talk about, the empowerment of women, when we talk about maximizing potential, when we talk about all of those things, that's where our audience lies. Because what? They're in a place where they tired of the same old. Okay? They want to change, but they don't know how to get to that change. They have ran out of their energy, and they need somebody to come along to so they could jump on that bandwagon. If I may say, there's nothing wrong with jumping on this bandwagon, okay? Because there's strength in numbers to carry them along to where they need to go to reach their goals. So you have to stop holding back because your audience is trying to get somewhere. They're trying to reach their goals, but they're facing difficulty. They're facing anxiety. They're facing all type of fears. They're facing objections. They're facing all type of things. So, you can't hold back. You have to go forward because remember, Arthur, you are a leader. You have a responsibility of moving through your message, moving your audience through your message to cause that momentum, to cause that motivation, to cause that movement, to become a reality into somebody's life. You have to stop holding back because, it is when you sit there, authors, when you sit there and really think about, what's happening. Good morning, Facebook user. Good morning. Thank you for being here with us today. When you really sit back and think about all of these things, message, momentum, movement, audience reaching their goals, it's just, it's just mind-boggling. It's just mind-boggling. That's why we say it's a writing journey. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's a journey. Because you're taking somebody on a journey to reach their destination, to reach their goals. You're taking them down a path. You're taking them over things. You're taking them under things. You're taking them through things in order to bring their dreams into a reality. Whatever that might look like for them. Whatever that might look like for you. Okay? So you have to stop holding back. Because we're in 2022. Okay, you've been there, you've done that. You have the t-shirt. Okay, where did it get you? Where did it get you except being in a stagnant, stuck situation?
My merciful Jesus.
Now it's time to try something new, y'all. If you want to be successful in writing your book, and getting your book out there. And you know where I'm going, Tiffany. Not having your books sitting in boxes in a garage, okay, collecting dust and deteriorating. Your message that people need to hear. 63,000 Google searches every second of every day of people looking for the information that you have written in a book that's sitting in the garage somewhere. 7.9 billion people in the world?
That's a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of people out here in this world.
Yes.
And you want to hold back from them? Out of all the people that's out here, you just don't want to do nothing for them. You feel like everybody else is an author. You feel like there's all other basketball players. People eventually have to retire, right? And I think sometimes that's what we don't really realize is like you have the Michael Jordans, he's retired, right? People do transition. And 9 times out of 10, when you transition, some people put somebody else in play to come behind them. We need somebody else that's going to be that person that's going to be behind me to surpass where we are or where we have been. There's no purpose in you wanting to hold back because why? So, okay, you want to be the CEO of this particular company, get in there and learn what this individual has done. How did they make this company as successful as they did? How did they get to where they're at? Learn from them, sit under their tutelage and just go ahead and absorb, be a sponge, absorb all that. And then who's to say they may go ahead and put you as the individual that's going to be the next in line to run that particular company. But if you are continuously holding back and you don't want to share or say, hey, I want to learn of you, you'll never be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish or what you should accomplish because you just stuck and you on stuck street. Get unstuck. Now
Yes.
is the time to become unstuck. We don't need to be stuck and stagnated in the place that we're in. We need to grow. We need to go. We need to become better. So stop holding back. Stop holding yourself back. Shift your mind. You have to
Shift it.
shift your mind and stop holding you back. You are your own hold up. You are your own setback. You need to stop, grow, loose the chains, break away, come out of that corner. You can't hide no more. You got to grow from there. You got to grow.
That's
You
good.
have to.
That's good. Stop holding back. Stop being stuck. Good morning, Regina. How you doing today? And that goes
Oh, the
to
that Facebook user, that's Miss Evelyn Black. Miss Evelyn Tate Black.
all right. Good morning, Evelyn.
Mhm.
Um, and then there was a YouTube user. I couldn't pronounce that name, but
Mercy. That might be a name I can't pronounce either.
yes, but we happy that you're here, and Regina's here in the house. So we happy for Miss Regina Hutchins. And
Oh, we
Regina,
love when
drop
she
your
show up.
name. I mean, drop what you do in the comment section, because
Absolutely.
we have people who view this broadcast from all over the world, and you never know who needs what you do. So don't forget to drop that in the comment section, or anybody else that's on here. Whatever you do, drop it in the comment section, because that's how we make these connections. I asked a young lady yesterday, and she was on the broadcast, to drop her information in the comment section. And I remember somebody was asking me maybe months ago if I knew somebody in that sector. And when she dropped her comment in there, I was able to connect them last night. So this is what I'm telling you. Drop your information in the comment section. If you have any questions or anything of that nature, you know, chime in. Let us be interactive, you know, because we want to answer those questions in real time. And Regina said, "This is exactly what I am doing. I'm doing well, and we are glad that you're doing well. We know you're doing well because we see you.
We
We
see the
see
fruits
you.
of it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Miss Regina, she
Yeah.
gets out there. She's not holding back on her brilliance. I
No.
think she has something she was talking about. Um,
Hmm.
if I know, I remember. I think
Hmm.
it was just about autism. If I'm
Hmm.
wrong, Miss Regina, correct me about autism, and how she break it down and different things. So
Hmm.
this is what she's grabbing her audience's attention. People are chiming in because these are things that sometimes people don't know, but she's educating people. She's letting them know, these different things about this situation. Here's another thing: choose the correct topics. That's a great thing, you know, by choosing the correct topics to grab your audience's attention. And this comes from having an abundant mindset. Okay? An abundant mindset. Because like we said, there's never a lack of things that you could talk about as an author. There's never a lack. You could do a simple poll, you could do different things to see exactly, what the people, your audience, what are their pain points? What are they having losing sleep over? What are they, questioning, and different things of that nature? Choose the correct topics to get people to talk about it, to get people to be intrigued about, those things. Keep them on the edge of their seat where they could continue to come back. But that comes from also for showing up. Like we were talking about Tiffany earlier, showing up and showing up for real. Stop hiding your brilliance, show people, show them your brilliance. And we're not talking about in a prideful way. We're talking about bring your people, bring your audience down that writing journey. Bring them to that place where they can meet their goals, where they can reach their goals, when they can realize their dreams, by choosing the correct topics. What are people concerned about in this day and age? What's relevant right now? What is trending right now? If I could use those words, okay? Where are your people right now? Where is your ideal audience? Where are they right now? And where do you see them at right now, and what can you see for them on the other side of their pain point? You know, these are all things that we should ask ourselves. And these are things that could grab your audience's attention. Okay, speaking their language, speaking their you know, the way that they talk. You talk the way that they talk. You write your book the way they talk, and that will grab your audience's attention. You know, it's something that we should think about as authors.
You should think about that. You really should. But I mean, it's one of those things we go back to. If you're knowing who you are, talk about exactly what it is that you do. Your topic,
Yes.
you are that well that never runs dry. You should
Mhm.
always have an abundance of whatever it is that you're talking about, especially if you continue to study it. If you have a specific topic, or you're an author coach, or a book
Mhm.
coach. So since you deal and you dabble in that, you're always having different books that you're reading. You always have different, I'm sure you use different genres. You're not just in one specific genre.
Mhm.
You have different genres that you're able to attack, and you know what it is. So there's always a well of information that's coming up from you. So there's
Mhm.
always something, because you're constantly learning about that. So it's not like you're just stuck in one spot and I only talk about this particular thing. So it's easy for you to find different topics to talk about, because this is what you're specializing in. You're able to choose the right topics and the proper topics, and the people are coming to you. Of course, if you're putting yourself out there, they know where to come to. But it's easy for them to continuously come to you and want to be repeats, because you're talking about the right things. You're saying the right things. So what is it? I am also, come on. It is personal. Yes. Um,
She said she's
oh, we
working
love
long
you
hours
too.
and she's learning to
We love
take
you too.
of me and to take care of me. I'm definitely happy. Well, we're glad she's happy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
what
Your
books
walk,
supposed to do, right? Make her
sure
happy.
enough. Sure enough. This walk is definitely something
Oh
personal.
yes,
And you will not be able
yes.
to achieve that personal success if you're not taking things personal. You have to be able to be serious and understand everything you do personally affects you. And if the individuals that are around you, they don't like it, that's their personal problem.
That's
It's
right.
still personal. It's something that they don't appreciate. But however, you got to secure your own air, secure your own mask. Whatever you do, be intentional about it. But it's personal. I'm going to be successful. It's personal. I'm going to
Yes,
grow. It's personal. I'm going to be the best me. I'm worth it, because it's personal. I
that's right.
understand these things because it's personal, and I'm choosing the correct topics because it's personal.
It's
It's going to
personal. That's
affect
it. It's personal.
individuals that are around me, or that I am trying to impact their life. I have to be able to
Yes.
talk to them personally and choose the correct things. I'm grateful that you took a copy out of that. Girl, you can go ahead and have that. Be personal. And that's one of the reasons why your business is growing the way it is. These clients that are starting to come into you right now, because you're taking things personal. You
That's right.
understand the significance of taking your business personal, and understanding nobody's going to do it for you. You got to do that. Take that
That's
thing
right.
personal and be serious about it. You're going to see your growth, because you're realizing this is a personal journey. Nobody can do this for you but you. So
That's
automation
right.
can't do this. You got to do this, and you can probably get automated. However, comma, once you take it seriously, you're going to become effective, and you're going to see the fruits of your labor.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
You'll see
Oh
it.
yes. And that's great. That's great. We just thank you for coming out there and sharing that with us,
Mhm.
because it's
Mhm.
very important. It's very important because
Absolutely.
you're running your own race on your
Uh-huh.
own time clock.
Come
Okay,
on.
and you
Come
got to
on.
get to know you.
Mhm.
She's coming into a place where she know herself. you
Mhm.
know and she knows her strengths, her
Yeah.
weaknesses, and
Mhm.
she's utilizing those things. And
Use it.
it's good to see you doing what you're doing, Miss Regina. It's good to see you doing what you're doing.
Mhm.
And
Excited for
we're
you.
here to support you,
Mhm.
all just on all these steps. We're
Mhm.
here to support you. Don't ever
Yes.
think that you're ever alone. We understand. We do
Absolutely.
understand.
Mhm. It is
Yes. And
definitely.
Yeah, we understand, we understand our audience.
Yes.
And, we understand the growth. We understand all those things,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
answer the questions. Here's another one. Answer when we're talking about grabbing your audience's attention.
Mhm.
Answer the questions your audience is asking. And
Absolutely.
that was a perfect one right there, to
Mhm.
give them immediate results, an
Mhm.
easy win. Because
Absolutely.
just like she said, I'm busy. I'm doing all these things and I
Mhm.
feel like this, I feel like I'm being pulled here and pulled there. And I
Mhm.
just want to take some self-care. Now I'm just putting this in. I haven't had a personal thing with her,
Mhm.
talk
Mhm.
with her, anything of
Mhm.
that nature, but I'm just talking from the audience perspective.
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay,
Mhm.
from the audience perspective, I'm being pulled here, I'm being pulled there. I need to really take time and center myself and ground myself and see what's around me, see the opportunities, get rid of some things, keep some
Sure.
things,
Mhm.
improve on some things, maximize something. How you
Mhm.
going to maximize your potential if you're being stretched and pulled in directions
Right.
that you don't need to be pulled and stretched in? There's nothing wrong with stretching, okay? There's nothing wrong with that being stretched, but as long as it's pointing towards your goals, okay? So when you answer the questions that your audience is asking, to give them those easy wins, because the audience is tired. They're tired of all these things. They're tired of all this rigmarole, okay? They're tired of, people taking them down the block and, through town and back on the back roads. They want an easy win. Okay? They want an easy win because, again, we're living busy lives. Everybody is. Okay?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
give your audience an easy win. Answer the questions that your audience is asking. This is how you grab their attention. This is how you keep them intrigued. Okay? Keep them intrigued because the more that you show that attention to them, or how would I say that care, we got to care about people. We got to care for real. Okay? We got to truly care for people for real. Seeing people as individuals. You remember I talked about this on the earlier thing. Or was it somebody I was talking to? Maybe it was somebody I was talking to. I don't know. Sometimes I'm talking so much every day. And I told the person, I said, you have no problem talking to me. You saying you're shy. I say, just think of this way. You're talking to one person. That's how you write your book. Like you're talking to that one person. You got to show people that you care, that you really care about them. Just don't write anything just to appease them, but show people that you care. Answer the questions that your audience is asking because they're asking those questions for real. They're in a situation, they're in a circumstance that they're sick and tired of being in. Okay? Some of them have come to their wits' end and they have nowhere else to turn. Now they're looking for you who say you're an expert. Okay? Give them that easy win. Answer their questions.
Mhm.
Bring them to
Mhm.
that next level in their life.
Right.
Help them to maximize their potential.
Mhm.
Because, like I say, sometimes people are stuck. They
Mhm.
don't know how to maximize their
They
attention,
don't.
their
Right.
potential. They don't
Mhm.
know.
There.
Just don't
Right.
assume that people know everything that you know because they
Mhm.
don't.
They do not.
They don't.
Mm-mm.
Okay?
They don't. Mm-mm.
They
They're
want
asking
something
questions for a
different,
reason.
y'all. But
Mhm.
that's the thing, Tiffany. You have to care about people.
You have
It's
to.
not about money. It's
Mhm.
about caring and serving
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
You and when you care for people, when you serve people well, you never have to worry about the money, okay?
Okay.
Because you'll
Okay.
be taken care of. Money is the lowest thing on the totem pole.
Mhm. Okay.
Care is
Mhm.
is up there with serving.
Mhm. Mhm.
You have to care. Just
Mhm.
don't write anything just to write it.
Right. 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 Mhm.
That's why you choose the right topics.
Mhm. True statement. True statement. That's absolutely right about that. And they're asking these questions for a reason. You said earlier they really need it. They want a solution to what they're asking for, and
Good
they're
morning,
tired of taking.
Alexandra. She
Hi,
said
good morning.
tired.
They're tired of seeing this, or tired of taking the scenic route. Scenic route is great, and I love taking the scenic route because I mean I get a chance to learn a lot of stuff, especially if I'm riding through the city. I get a chance to learn a lot of stuff. But sometimes time is of the essence, and I need to get on the freeway, and I need to go ahead and get on and get to my destination. So people are asking questions intentionally and on purpose because they're trying to get to a particular destination. So they're asking for a reason because they've been taking the scenic route thinking that they can do it themselves. No, they just need to go ahead and hit it and quit it. So we are answering their questions, putting them on the freeway so they can get to their success. So when we answer their stuff,
Yes.
we're giving them the answer to their questions because they're trying to become a greater individual. And it's imperative just to answer the stuff. Be who you are. If you don't know it, it's okay to tell that individual that you don't know it. You may not be an expert in that particular area, and it's okay, but you should be networking and you should have some particular resource that you're able to go ahead and give them to so you're not leaving them hanging. Never leave an individual hanging because they're asking for a particular reason. They're asking because
Yeah.
they need help. And if you're not their help, help them get the help that they need. And being that servant, I appreciate being that servant because you're always going to reap what you sow. I may put one seed into the ground, but the harvest is going to be a good tree. So I give you one tiny little apple seed put in there, and I'm able to feed a whole block because once I nourish that tree, it's going to once I nourish that seed, it's going to become a tree, and everybody gets apples.
Yeah.
So but I'm making sure that I'm tending to that one particular seed so that there can be a harvest from there. Me serving, I'm always going to get something in return. It may not come from you, but especially because of who I am, I'm a servant at heart. Because I don't mind serving, because I don't mind giving. If I give, it's going to be given
Yes.
back unto me. Okay.
That's
So
right.
I am not worried about making sure right now, it's a faith walk.
Uh,
So for me, but I have not had any lack in my life ever.
no.
Okay. So there has never been a time where there has never been not one need supplied. So seriously, being a servant and making sure that you're giving unto these individuals, giving them the gifts that you have, man, this is a beautiful thing. So like you said, sure, we need money, sure, we want money. I'm piggybacking off of what you said. Sure, we need that, but
Mm-hmm.
if you're trying to drive hard at that and that's what you're going for, people can feel that. They
Yeah.
feel you're only wanting my money, you're only talking to me because you want something from me. No, I want you to be better.
That's
I
it.
want you to grow. I want you to
That's it.
succeed. I want you to know your worth. I want
That's
you to
it.
know that you're priceless. I want you to know that you can make it.
Yes.
I want you to know that you can overcome. I want you to know that you are better than where you were. I want you to know that your past is your past. So I'm sowing into you because I want you to become better. I don't want you to just think that you're just
Yeah.
money. You're not just money. Do I appreciate it? Sure. But I'm not after your money. I'm after you because I want to see you be the best you ever. Why
That's
be
it.
somebody else when you're so doggone good at being yourself? When you are you, then that's when it's profitable.
That is so true, you know. And people, you know, she said, yes, amen, Tiffany. And that is true. That is so true. You know, people are so important. And that's something that we have to think about. It's not authors. It's not about you. It's about your audience. Okay. It's about your audience. It's about transforming lives. And we talked about that. As an author, you have a great responsibility to speak into somebody's life, to change the trajectory of their lives. Okay? To change the trajectory, not only of that reader's life, but of the family's life. And how about this? Generations. Generations. You see, it's more to being an author than about getting your book out there and being the New York Times bestseller and all this other thing. Those things are nice. Those things are fine. But really, your message is important. Your message, you know, that thing that's inside of you, that gem, that treasure, that passion that's inside of you. And we talked about that earlier, about there's more to, you know, writing the book than passion. It has to be more. And go back and listen to that broadcast, because I know we don't have time to, repeat that. I think that was maybe a couple of days ago or whatever. Maybe it was Monday or Tuesday. I forgot. We talk about so much, on this show. But also, let me point this out to you while I'm thinking about it. We're having a workshop that's coming up next month, and it'll be in the mid month. It's talking about setting your goals. And that's something that we're going to be distributing, and we want you to be there, because goal setting for your book, okay, it's going to be totally different. It's going to be totally different of showing you how $1,000,000 is not hard to come by, okay? And we're going to show you different things in that. And also, and I mentioned it to Tiffany yesterday, that I'm going to be working on, I'm thinking about it now, and this is something that Tiffany is going to be helping me with, having a conference and bringing in these professionals in different areas for you authors, where you can see, where you can maximize your potential to pull it all together. Okay, that it's not impossible for you to sell 1,000,000 copies of your book. Okay, because we want you to win. Mm-hmm. We want to give you an easy win. We're telling you things that will help you. Okay, because a pet peeve of mine is having an author, who has written that book. Okay, they have really put that message together, and they sold a few copies. They may have even launched that book, went to a bookstore or a library, and got people to come in and had a book signing. And then a couple of months later, they have tons of books sitting in boxes in the garage, in the corner, collecting dust and deteriorating. That's really a pet peeve of mine, because your book is supposed to work for you. Okay? Your book is supposed to work for you. And that brings us to the final one. That was just a pet peeve. I had to get that out of me.
Get it off your chest.
I had to get it out.
Get it off your chest.
Because there's no reason for that. Or worse yet, sitting on Google's Play or Amazon's or somebody's platform and just sitting there. Your book shouldn't be sitting there. Your book should be circulating. Okay? You remember your book's supposed to work for you? Circulation. The same thing we say currency when we're talking about money. Circulating, right? Circulating. So you see, that's how it comes back to them. But help your audience. Here's another one. To grab your audience's attention, help your audience arrive at their goals. And this is, you have to see it for them. You have to point it out through your message. You have to see for your audience where they need to be, because they can't see it. They're confused. They have lost hope. They don't know how. You have to see it for them. You have to write your message in order for them to be able to see it, for them to understand, for them to not be afraid. Because a lot of times people are afraid. But in your message, that's why you have to care for people. You have to care to, want to bring them to a place where they could win in life. Just think about yourself. Think about this. You do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. Think about that. Well, how would you feel if if the shoe was on the other foot? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
Woman, you hitting. Here you go again, hitting.
But it's true. It's true. Just like I told you that time when I was going through the internet streets, because I'm out there on the internet street seeing what people are doing, teaching people, okay, how to get quick money by writing ebooks and putting them on Amazon's platform, by just going to Google and searching things, getting information, doing an ebook, and getting money from people.
Well, I mean, they that if you got your book in an e-form, make sure you utilize it in e-form. Tell the people that they can go ahead and use it in e-form. They
Yeah, but not the way he was doing it, just with,
right.
no expertise. Isn't that something?
Right. Now, yeah, no, that's what I mean. And like, no, 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 no. We don't want you just to, and I think that's the
Yeah.
catch. And this is a beautiful thing about you being around. Is you get the opportunity to help the individuals know how to maximize their fullest potential and for them to turn this particular passion that they've had with this
Hmm.
ebook information that they get a chance to turn it into profit. So it's like one of those situations they needed you in their life. So these ebooks are great. It's
Yeah.
beneficial. God knows I love my ebook, especially if I'm
Yeah.
traveling or if I'm on a wherever I'm at, because I love the beach. And if I take my tablet out there to the beach, I just get a chance. I'm not taking a book sometimes, but to a degree, I am taking a book because it's in e form. But making sure that you're properly getting it out there, that people know how to access your
Yes.
your particular ebook. And then when they get the ebook, please don't let it be something that they want to put down. I still have this book over here on my desk that I have not made it past the second chapter. I forced myself to get to chapter 2, but I have not gotten past the second chapter. Please make sure whatever you're writing in your books, that it flows and it's something beneficial. Or then again, maybe it was set up to be that way because even certain movies, they start off slow, but then towards the middle and the end, it's like, oh, okay, oh, now that makes sense in the beginning. But that just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's good, but it just doesn't work for me. But like, oh, I see time is of the essence, so I'm not gonna go diving deep. Miss Gertrude, she helped us in regards to arriving to these goals, so I ain't gonna dig deep. But then ebooks, I'm just say that it's a blessing. I love me a good ebook.
Oh yes. Those ebooks are a blessing. Yes. And sometimes that's all it takes. When you don't have a lot of information to write a book, put it in an ebook. Okay, get that message out there. Get that message out there, but make sure that you are expert in that area. Okay, and all of these things that we talked about today, putting yourself out there, stop holding back, choosing the correct topics, answering the questions that your audience is asking, and help your audience arrive at their goals. And we hope that what you have heard today has brought value to you. And we thank you for, all of those who have tuned in today to listen to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. Don't forget to share this video out with your friends or family or whoever, co-workers or whoever it may be. And just listen, I guess over the next couple of weeks, we'll be telling you more about how you could sign up for the workshop that's coming up next month. And also we'll be telling you more about the conference. But our information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and Tiffany always put it in the comments if you like to get in touch with us. Okay, her as being a life coach, me as being a book coach. Okay, and we have a way of bringing our audience to where they need to be. Okay, maximizing your potential in whatever area that is, whatever that looks like for you. And we getting ready to head over to the coach's corner. But remember this is your time, this is your season, this
This
is
is
your
your
turning
turn.
point. So we see you tomorrow at the same time.
Grace and peace, everyone. Appreciate you coming.